Hey, Roman Trester here with Peak Fitness. And today, guys, is another 2 in 10 video, and today it's gonna be shoulders. So, like I stated in the introduction, guys, today's another 2 in 10 video, and we're gonna be doing a shoulder workout. So, real quick for anybody who hasn't seen it before, our 2 in 10 is where we do 2 exercises for a particular muscle group, and you do them consistently, these 2 exercises with no break in between each exercise for 10 minutes. So that way, if you're in a pinch for time and it's either you get something in or nothing in, then at least you get something in. Now, what qualifies something to be in a 2 for 10 is that these 2 exercises have to hit the majority of the muscles of that particular muscle group. It doesn't have to hit all, but the majority of it, so that way you're still gonna get a pretty full workout in a very short period of time. Now, Peak Fitness has always been about doing things at home with no gym equipment or very little gym equipment, or using everyday things that you may have like backpacks or even some like elastic bands or resistance bands and tubing. But for this particular series, this is geared towards for both people who are working out at home and for those who are going to work out at the gym. So I will be giving you guys the alternate exercises for stuff to do at the gym. So just keep that in mind. So in today's workout, guys, I'm gonna show you 2 shoulder exercises that you can do at home. And only thing you're really gonna need, guys, is a resistance band or tubing. Now, if you're at the gym, all you're really gonna need, guys, is some dumbbells or some weights or something along those lines. You can do the same thing at home if you got some kind of adjustable dumbbells or even dumbbells or any other kind of weight, like using even like water jugs or like 1-gallon water jugs. That's gonna be perfectly fine. So just keep that in mind that this can be used for even free weights. So, but in this demonstration, you're gonna see me using some resistance tubing. So the first exercise, guys, is gonna be L raise rotations. So what that is that you're gonna start moving up to the front, then you go off to the side and then back down, and then you raise them again from the side, rotate them back to the front and back down. The reason I'm picking this particular exercise is that it's going to hit at least 2 of the major muscle groups in your shoulders. So it can hit your front delts and then your medial delt there. So right there in the middle, right? So, and then reason why I also have you going around to the side is so that way it also will help work the rotator cuff slightly. It's not gonna do a whole lot for your rotator cuff or any of those exercises because you really need to focus on external and internal rotations, but this is gonna help with that a little bit. So that's kind of one of the reasons I geared myself to doing this exercise to do that. So what you're also going to do when you do this is you also want to go slightly higher, not much more. Don't go too high, slightly higher than shoulder width apart, and then same thing when you go to the side. You may have to lower it a little bit to the side so that way you don't cause impingement in the shoulders. But the reason you want to go a little higher is because you're going to get a little bit of a harder contraction, especially when you go to the front. And then when you rotate off to the side, the same thing, you know, a slightly higher up. Think about keeping their thumbs pointed up. So that way you're not going to cause like an internal rotation, it's external, so that way you're opening your shoulder joints and your shoulder socket so that way you get more range of motion. And then you lower back down and then you go in reverse, all right? You're going to do that for as long as you can and as many as you can until you hit muscle fatigue. Trust me, guys, if your arms are completely outstretched with a very slight, and keep a very slight, don't keep your arms rigid and straight, just a slight bend is all you really need. You don't need to go very heavy because that little weight way out in the front, gravity is pushing down here, and then this is what's holding it up. So you don't think, oh man, you know, I can use a 25-pounder or something like that and go, you're gonna burn yourself out. So, you know, I tend to do, if I'm doing these for as long as I can, it's really only about 10 pounds. In fact, when I was doing the demonstration in the videos with this band here, guys, I was feeling it, and this is a low resistance band. So just keep in mind, you're gonna feel this. Now, as soon as you're done with that, you have 2 choices. And I'm gonna give you guys the 2 choices. I'm gonna prefer you go with the first choice. And that is, you stay in the position you're in, and you're gonna be doing a bent over fly, okay? That's gonna work your rear delts. Now, when you bend over, you need to make sure that you have your feet right around shoulder width apart, maybe wider, and you're standing on the bands, mind you, okay, guys? This whole time you're standing on the bands. And what I found that really works so that way you get the most resistance is take the bands and cross them. So that way, you know, the handle that's on your left side, your right hand's holding, and then the band that's on the right side, your left hand's holding, so you're crossed. And then when you bend over, you wanna go ahead and think about moving the elbows back so that way you get a good contraction in your shoulder blades. That's gonna work a lot of the rear delts as well as part of some of the shoulder blades, like in the rhomboids and everything else like that, and part of them your lower traps. So it's gonna get a lot more of the back shoulder muscle group as well. And that's the reason I want you to do this. And the reason I want you to do this is because there is really no transition period. So as soon as you hit muscle fatigue, doing your L raise rotations, you're gonna go ahead and just right away bend over, and then you go right into it. So you have a little break. Now, if you already kind of have some maybe back problems in this case, or some weird injury, or you're just whatever, you wanna do something different, the alternate is to go ahead and do a face pull. So you can go ahead, and if you have a cable machine, you can do it at a cable machine, or you use a band. And the reason I say do a face pull is because it's going to work the same muscles as you would doing the bent over flies. Make sure as you're pulling it back, same thing guys, you wanna tuck the elbows back in, and you wanna have the weight or the band come closer to your face. So that way you guys know how, that way you're gonna get the right contraction in the rear shoulder blades and everything else like that in the scapula. So that way you're really engaging the rear delts, again, part of your lower traps and the rhomboids muscle there. So that way you can really work that shoulder area. That's gonna give you the same exact workout for your muscle group. The only upside to doing a face pull is that you can tend to do a lot more weight. So you can really load it up. So if you're at a machine or a cable machine, and you say you're doing some flies there, or you're doing your L rotations there, and you're able to get on a machine and do like a face pull, then fine, that's perfectly fine. Now guys, all these workouts here can be done with weights, with the exception of the face pull. All right, so you can use like 1 gallon water jugs if you needed to. You can use free weights if you have them, like adjustable dumbbells, you can use that as well. If you have just some light weights somewhere, anything can be used to do this exercise. In fact, I've done this workout while camping, this exact workout while camping using some logs. All right, and it burned my shoulders. They were sore the next day. So that's something you can do. So with that guys, that's our 2 and 10 workout. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you have any comments or suggestions, leave that down below in the comment section. And also guys, don't forget to click subscribe and click that bell for more notifications, so that way when more videos come out, you guys will be notified. So with that guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.